Thank you, Manchao, for coming all the way from Japan, and a mighty congratulations to you once again. Next, we want to celebrate the award that our MERCK scientists received from the Association of the German Chemists, also called the GDCH. The GDCH hands out this MEYER-GALOW prize each year to scientists or to a team in German-speaking countries where they have successfully introduced a current innovation into the market in chemistry. Since 2012, various scientists and teams working in the field of chemistry were privileged to receive this prestigious award. And this year, we at MERCK are extremely honored and proud that one of our scientists was not only nominated, but also receives this award. I take this opportunity to welcome you, Mr. Erhard MEYER-GALOW, and accompanied by Mr. Carsten Daniel Meyer from the GDCH, who join us today to celebrate with us. We are delighted, absolutely delighted to have you here with us today. Mr. Daniel Meyer, may I now invite you to join me on stage, followed also by Bayard Haag, our Global Head of Medicinal Chemistry in Healthcare R&D, for his laudatory speech to announce then the winner of this prestigious award. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shruti, for the nice words in the beginning, and I can't stop to say to Manchao what I heard. This is just incredible. This is really well deserved, and congratulations also from my side and also from the German Chemical Society for that one. Really nice. So now we come to the Erhard MEYER-GALOW Prize. Dear Mrs. Garascho, dear Mr. Bayou, Mr. MEYER-GALOW, Mr. Schadt, ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to be here today and to attend this presentation of the MEYER-GALOW Prize for Economic Chemistry. And it's also a little bit new for me to do it in such a place here. It's incredible and it's really up to the occasion, I have to say. Very well done, and I'm very happy that I can be here, and thank you for the invitation to the MERCK company, of course. So Shruti already mentioned the MEYER-GALOW Prize is awarded by the MEYER-GALOW Foundation for Economic Chemistry, and this is the 11th time that it has been awarded. The foundation was established in the German Chemical Society at 2012. The award winners are honored for having successfully introduced innovations in chemistry to the market. One of the criteria that is particularly important to Erhard MEYER-GALOW is sustainability in the innovation. And sustainability, we heard it also from Belen already, health and the environment, these are issues that have long since reached the center of the society and move people not only here, but all over the world. In order to master the enormous challenges, we need innovations, and innovations often require that you recognize a problem or a market opportunity and go out of the comfort zone of the established to really make it, and for that you have to rethink it. Rethinking chemistry is also the motto that the board of the German Chemical Society has given itself for the years 22 and 23. For me, rethinking chemistry is not just a slogan, but it's a guiding principle for my daily work, which I do for the GDCH, but also for the chemical company Covestro, of course. Rethinking chemistry is more important than ever to drive innovation, which we dearly and clearly need in many places at the same time. After all, there's not only one innovation, not a silver bullet, one silver bullet, if you want so, that will save the world, even though some people think or might think that this would be working, but we need it in many places at the same time. And every single step is important to be appreciated so that we all see it as a light, an innovation as a light at the end of the tunnel, and do not despair in the face of the magnitude of the challenge. And as if to accomplish these tasks were not a massive challenge enough, since February we also have a complete changed political situation. 1 year ago, I could not have imagined that we would be talking about an energy shortage in Germany or in Western Europe, that people would fear that they could not longer be able to keep their houses warm, and that companies in the chemical industry would have to draw up an emergency plan in case natural gas was rationed. I haven't, to be honest, not thought about the Haber-Bosch process since in the early stages of my chemistry studies. And Haber-Bosch is only one example. Having ammonia, where methane is the hydrogen source, and with it a whole value chain of fertilizers, polymers, medical product, was simply a given. But that has changed. And of course, in addition to the terrible suffering of all the people in the Ukraine, the Russian-induced war and its consequences show us drastically that our energy supply and thus our entire economy depends on countries that do not share our values of democracy, freedom of speech, and equality. For far too long, we have all accepted this for reasons of convenience. Now, we have to rethink drastically and quickly. And that is one more reason to push ahead resolutely, not only with the energy turnaround, but with the transformation of our economy and industry that is necessary in so many areas. The MEYER-Gallow Prize is one way to support the urgently needed innovations. Because there are always people behind innovations, we give, with the prize, a face to the people to whom we owe the innovation. We, the German Chemical Society, are very pleased to be able to help honor those people appropriately. Our laureate to be honored today, Oliver Schadt, has launched a significant innovation in the field of health. He's largely responsible for the fact that a new drug to treat lung cancer has been available for several months. And for this, I think we should give him a first hand of applause here. And with this, I would like to hand over to our laudator, Bayard Hook, and I'm very eager to learn more about the innovation and the achievement of the laureate and his team. Bayard, please.
So it's a special privilege to be here tonight to honor my colleague, Oliver Schadt. My name is Bayard Hook, and I'm leading the Medicinal Chemistry Department in MERCK Healthcare. Some of you in the audience may be wondering what a medicinal chemist does. Some of you in the audience may know what medicinal chemistry do, but you may think it's quite boring. But let me tell you that we only put medicinal chemist on our LinkedIn profile and at the bottom of our email signatures. In private circles, we go by a more provocative term, drug hunter. We hunt drugs for patients. Now, the drug hunter journey starts when our biology colleagues tell us about a specific protein that they believe causes disease. And they believe by inhibiting this protein, we can remove the cause of disease and treat the patient. That's when we put our drug hunter hat on. We identify molecules that bind potently to the specific protein, selectively so they're not targeting other proteins in the body. We adjust these molecules for the appropriate pharmacokinetic properties. We make sure that the molecule is efficacious in preclinical models, and we also, importantly, make sure that it's safe to give to patients. Finally, and importantly, we have to make sure that the molecule can be manufactured, so we have enough supply for the clinical studies. Then our drug hunter journey is over, and we safely deliver the molecule to start clinical studies. Sounds pretty impressive, but we have to be aware that the drug hunter journey has a success rate of 20%. So the drug hunter is not often successful along its journey. So I'm proud to lead such an esteemed group at MERCK of drug hunters, but there's one in particular, my colleague Oliver Schadt, that if the word drug hunter was in a dictionary, his picture would be next to it. Oliver got his PhD in the Pharmaceutical Chemistry Institute at the Johann Wolfgang Goethe University in Frankfurt. After getting his PhD, he came down the short road of the A5 to Darmstadt and joined MERCK as a postdoctoral fellow in 1999. During the course of his career in medicinal chemistry, Oliver has worn several hats: chemist in the lab, project leader, director, manager. His current role at MERCK is as director, scientific expert of chemical biology. Now let me tell you a little bit about Oliver's accomplishments in his career, what I'll call his stat sheet. So, Oliver's the inventor of over 40 patents for MERCK. He has written over 20 publications, including presentations at prestigious conferences, including the AACR a few years ago, which I was happy to attend and be in the audience. Oliver has worked on a number of different projects during his time at MERCK, and importantly, in drug hunter style, has had 3 molecules that have reached clinical development. So Oliver is indeed an impressive scientist, deeply passionate about what he does. But in his personal life, Oliver is a bit of a bon vivant. Oliver enjoys riding motorcycles, scuba diving. He enjoys whiskey. He might be James Bond, but Oliver is also a dedicated family man as well and has a daughter who's 16 that he likes to hang out with his daughter and his wife. But let me tell you about the drug hunter journey that Oliver took that leads us here tonight for TEPOTINIB. Several years ago, our colleagues in the Oncology Research Unit told us about a protein, MET. And they believed that MET was the cause for cancer in several different types of cancer. They believed that MET had alterations, upregulations in several different cancer types, and if we could identify a molecule to target MET, this could be a game changer for patients. So at this moment, Oliver put his drug hunter hat on, and he led a team of medicinal chemists that diligently and artfully crafted TEPOTINIB atom by atom, carefully optimizing the molecule for potency, selectivity, but also for the appropriate pharmacokinetics. It should be noted that Oliver also had project leader shoes on, and he diligently led the entire multi-cross-functional team, pharmacokinetics, CMC experts, safety pharmacologists, so that we can have a molecule that had the appropriate profile that we could give to patients. What shouldn't be forgotten is that when the time came to select a candidate for clinical studies, Oliver's team identified not 1, but 2 molecules that could be brought into phase 1 clinical studies. I'll let Oliver tell the story about the gory details about which molecule won, but sufficient to say that the lead molecule went through phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 clinical studies in flying colors. Indeed, in non-small cell lung cancer, there's a percentage of patients that were pre-identified and selected to take TEPOTINIB, and TEPOTINIB was a game changer for their indication, removing the tumors from their body. I'm happy to announce that TEPOTINIB has received approval from the European regulatory authorities in 2022, from the FDA in 2021, and Oliver, I'd like to congratulate you on this huge accomplishment, and specifically, huge accomplishment on the prestigious honor of winning the MEYER-GALOW Prize. Congratulations, Oliver.
Can I ask you to come on stage to receive your award? Mr. MEYER-GALOW, can I ask you to join us as Oliver is making his way onto stage to receive the award?
I'll leave it there.
Okay.
So now it's my honor to read you the text of this award. Unfortunately, it's in German, so I will not on the fly translate it because it's relatively complex. Die bei der Gesellschaft Deutscher Chemiker angesiedelte MEYER-GALOW-Stiftung verleiht im Rahmen des MERCK Science and Sustainability Award Events in der Alten Oper Frankfurt Herrn Dr. Oliver Schadt, wissenschaftlicher Experte für chemische Biologie bei der MERCK KG AG, den MEYER-GALOW-Preis für Wirtschaftschemie. in Anerkennung seiner Beiträge zur Identifizierung und Entwicklung des niedermolekularen Medikaments TEPOTINIB. TEPOTINIB ist ein gezieltes Krebstherapeutikum, das in Europa und weltweit für Patienten mit metastasierenden, nicht kleinzelligen Lungenkrebs, NSCLC, mit MET 14 Skipping-Veränderung zugelassen ist und eine innovative und wirksame Therapiemöglichkeit für einen bisher ungedeckten medizinischen Bedarf darstellt. Die erfolgreiche Markteinführung ist insbesondere seinem innovativen Denken und seinem inklusiven und teamorientierten Führungsstil zu verdanken. Frankfurt am Main, den 17. November 2022, Gesellschaft Deutscher Chemiker, Carsten Danielmeier. Ganz herzlichen Glückwunsch. Toll. Thank you very much.
Oliver, let me ask you now to give your winning speech. I have to say that it all sounds even more impressive in German. I don't know if everybody else noticed that, but it definitely does. Congratulations, and please go ahead.
Thank you so much. So it's my pleasure to be here today, and unfortunately, Bayard spoiled already a bit what I was supposed to tell you, but I'm at least trying to tell you a little bit about myself, maybe, and maybe a few information about TEPOTINIB, which you didn't know before. So the identification and the development of TEPOTINIB was quite an exceptional experience for me. And today's recognition is really an honor for me, but also for the whole team. I'd like to thank, of course, Professor MEYER-GALOW and the German Chemical Society for awarding the MEYER-GALOW-Award today for the identification and the launch of TEPOTINIB. Bayard already introduced this terminology of a drug hunter, and I perceive myself as being a drug hunter. And drug hunters usually perceive this mission of hunting down a drug more as a kind of a passion, because that is what motivates us, and that is exactly part of the overall mixture which makes us stand up and wake up and go to work every day. This is one of the ingredients, and the other ingredients actually is team play. And nobody can invent a molecule on his own. There is a huge team who has to work diligently on this asset. And I'd also like to thank numerous colleagues at MERCK, which are heavily involved into bringing this asset to market. And maybe if you don't know it, the whole story started already back in 2004. And at that point in time, even kinase inhibitor research, but especially biomarker-driven precision medicine, was in its infancy. And in this period of time, TEPOTINIB was really a spearheading molecule, trying to pave the way towards personalized medicine. And this kind of endeavor does not go straight forward to the goal, as we would all expect. This has its bumps, and we encountered these complications, especially during the clinical development, because the accompanying companion diagnostics was not available at that point, and had to be developed in parallel to an already quite challenging development of an unprecedented compound for an unprecedented indication. Nevertheless, we succeeded finally, and we succeeded because TEPOTINIB was of a very high quality. And this high quality was, I assume at least, was the result of a question which we regularly ask ourselves during the compound optimization process. We ask ourselves, considering all the available data, would we recommend standard of care, or would we recommend one of our molecules to friends and relatives that may need this kind of therapy. And we optimized the compound until we could undoubtedly answer that question in favor of this newly synthesized MET inhibitor TEPOTINIB. So I'm very grateful that I had the chance to contribute to the identification and to the development of TEPOTINIB, a compound that is really, as Bayard already said, offering a treatment option for an unmet medical need, and that is giving hope and also a perspective to patients in need. And in the end, this is what matters. And in the end, this is also what motivates me. So thank you so much for honoring my work at Merck with this prestigious MEYER-GALOW-Award, and thanks for listening.
I would just like to let everybody see your trophy, because I believe it's too heavy to carry, but please have a look at how beautiful that is. Congratulations again. Mr. MEYER-GALOW, may I request you to come on and share a few words with us here today as well.
I was dreaming many years of sometimes singing in the future in the Opera House here, but this never happened. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm grateful to you, MEYER-GALOW, and the entire MERCK team for allowing us to celebrate the MEYER-GALOW-Award within your celebration at this Frankfurt Opera House. MERCK emphasizes curiosity as an important driver leading towards successful future innovations. And tonight makes it abundantly clear how this curiosity leads to creative success. I congratulate all award winners. Merck stated, one of the main pillars of Merck's company culture is cultivating curiosity in our colleagues. Thanks to curiosity, we humans can venture into the unknown with confidence and optimism. Intellectual curiosity is vital to human progress, unquote. I bow to you as the experts on curiosity. I'm not going to speak of it per se. You are the experts. My topic tonight is beyond curiosity. I would like to explore the beyond curiosity space, which, when recognized and embraced, affords an opportunity for powerfully engendering our intuition. What can we learn about intuition from other top scientists and Nobel Prize winners? August Kekulé's discovery of structural theory occurred while he was sitting on the upper deck of an omnibus on a summer day, lost in a reverie. There, before his eyes, atoms were dancing. He saw how two smaller ones joined together in pairs, how larger ones then embraced the two smaller ones, how still larger ones held 3 or even 4 of the previous ones, and watched, amazed, as they all joined in a unified, whirling dance. It was reminiscent of the benzene structure. You remember, 6 monkeys were connected with arms and tails. Henri Poincaré relates how mathematical concepts rose in clouds before him, danced around, bumping into each other, until finally uniting into the first mathematical automorphic function. Werner Heisenberg, Helgoland, a midnight thunderstorm, and the basis of quantum mechanics was born. The German biologist George Köhler wanted to find an immortal cell line. one that would only deliver a very specific monoclonal antibody. And just before falling asleep, one night, the idea came to him, intuition. Carl Alexander Müller, the inventor of superconductivity, told me in a dream, a mandala appeared to him, which had the structure of perovskite. He imagined how the light spectrum generated by the perovskite lattice could possibly include the aspect of superconductivity. And then this was born. In contrast, very funny, physicist Gerd Binnick's dream came true in a peculiar mixture of violence and hallucination. After accidentally fracturing his scanning tunnel microscope with a screwdriver, he was able to get the most wonderful pictures of atomic structure with a replacement device. And later, staring at his domestic ceiling pattern, he achieved a methodological breakthrough. Stefan Hell's intuition happened on a ferry to Finland during difficult times. Nobody believed him, and he was financially in a very difficult situation. There are numerous other examples of quantum leaps and progress resulting from similar intuitions. How do intuitions come about? And how can we harness them to our advantage? This is a key question. Intuition comes from the Latin word intuere, to turn inward. The scientists mentioned had consciously or unconsciously left their rational thinking space and turned inward. And then it happened, completely unexpectedly. The problem was clearly imagined, but conscious rational thinking needed to be suspended while the unconscious mind worked upon the problem and then presented the solution, often in its entirety. Why do we resist this modern mode of problem solving? We do not know or refuse to accept the knowledge that there is a very large space outside of our thinking space. Rupert Sheldrake puts it in a nutshell. He believes that modern people, especially in Europe and the United States, are dispossessed of the belief in such things as intuition. Lacking mindfulness, we are only aware of the knowledge of our thinking space. Volker Streicher-Walton, the authors, draw powerful conclusions from the experiences of great researchers and artists. Ones with which my experience leads me to concur. Quote, at the base of human consciousness, there exists an unmanifested cosmic level of creativity and intelligence. Human consciousness is capable of experiencing this transcendent level through inner self-reference. For example, meditative immersion. This self-referral level is located, so to speak, in a self-referred state of consciousness between wakening and sleeping. Brahms composed many, many music pieces before he was getting asleep. This level is beyond the usual contents of thought and therefore cannot be experienced by reflection alone. This level is to be regarded as the origin of human creativity and intuition, and thus contains the very basis of human existence and its related aspects. Albert Einstein characterized this level as an intelligence of such sublimity that compared to it, the whole systematic thinking and acting of man is an insignificant reflection. End of quote. My dear friend Hans-Peter Dürr, scholar of Heisenberg, with whom I spoke often about this subject, and who unfortunately passed away much too early, had this to say, quote, every creative scientist depends on intuition. Many believe they think about something with their mind, but nothing new really comes out of it. We don't realize our potential that can come from intuition. We all have intuitions, but far too little of it because we are not in the trans-rational space enough. End of quote. And through practice, we can learn all to access this transcendental level by consciously suspending our thinking, as is possible in meditation, nature, art, music, dancing, and so on. So I recommend the exercise of thinking and then suspending thinking, always alternating. Click, clack, click, clack. This is my advice. Hans-Peter Dürr often told me how his teacher, Heisenberg, led his students from the thinking space into the space of non-thinking. If one had an idea, he advised, do not name it. Leave it open. Don't think further. Let us go for a hike. Or I play the piano. Or let's meditate. He was close to Buddhism, as you may know. Ladies and gentlemen, at MERCK, your curiosity provides you with the best prerequisites for finding your way to the space of non-thinking, and thus to facilitate the development of many more good ideas for your company. With all my heart, I wish you transparency for transcendence and many more intuitions. According to Louis Pasteur, man needs to be prepared with his mind and his spirit. And don't forget, from tomorrow onwards, click, clack, thinking, not thinking, not so fast, slowly. Thinking in the office, not thinking at home, or vice versa. And let me know the results, and let me celebrate your awards in the future. Herr Schadt, would you please come to me? Some of the organizing teams already tried to get out this of my hands and get it to you. I stopped it 3 times because it's a real honor for me. As a token of my appreciation, dear Oliver Schadt, it's my pleasure to present you this statue. Matter and Mind is the title. Matter and Mind. Matter and Spirit and Mind. In German, we have only the word Geist. In English, we have spirit and mind. It's much better to ask people, what do you want? What do you want? Do you think mind or do you think spirit? And this was made by my friend Günther Steinmann. He is a sculptor and painter for our prize. And it's made of plexiglass from Röhm. Maybe it's called now in a different way in other companies. I don't care about that. But it's titanium dioxide from Sachtleben, where I worked as well. So it's really my thing with all our chemical stuff we need. It's for you as a token, as I said, of my appreciation.
Thank you so much.